You think you in control. You tell yourself, just one more video, just one more time, just one more girl, just one more nut. I can stop anytime I want. This will be the last time I do it. But we both know that's farther from the truth. You keep trying to pull away, but something keeps bringing you back. Here are 5 signs you have a demon of lust. Most people ignore number 5 and it destroys them for eternity. So make sure you watch to the end. Number 1, uncontrollable thoughts and urges. You get into the point where nothing seems to be in your control. It seems like every time you go out, you're objectifying women. These lustful thoughts are running through your mind and you can't really seem to get rid of them. But it's a bit more than that. That's the only part that scratches the surface, it seems like. But when you really dive deep, it's like you can't even control them anymore. You know, you're in your bed at night and you get this craving of intimacy, of pleasure, of wanting to feel that first nut again. You know, it's similar to when a weed head gets their first high. You're trying to get that first nut. You know, you're fucking addicted to this shit and it's ruining your life. You know, you can't even go outside without thinking about it. You know, you're in a business meeting, you're at work and it's just running through your mind. You're at the gym, you know, you see a girl like, damn, she got a nice body. You know, it's harder for you to even go out and be social. You know, like this is how this shit affects you. You know, you just keep on getting these uncontrollable thoughts and urges and you feel like, what the hell do I do? Yeah. That's definitely a sign that you got some shit going on with you, bro. And I get it. You know, it happens, but it gets to a certain point when it's like, okay, what the fuck am I doing? You know, you get to doing some erratic shit. Maybe you're going and doing sexual things in a place that's public. You know, maybe you're with a girl and you're doing some shit where you're doing some shit that you got no business doing. You know, you're doing some erratic shit. You're thinking with your dick. It seems to be uncontrollable. That's what you keep telling yourself. You know, you go to your room. You know, you're in these tabs, looking up all these dirty little websites because you want to get your rocks off. And we're all human. Don't get it wrong. But something else is happening. You're doing some very devious shit. The things you're looking up, the type of intimacy you're trying to go out and pursue. So that leads me to my next point. Point number 2. Addicted to lustful content and sexual pleasure. You keep on watching all this lustful content. You keep on watching all of this content with P-stars, IG models, these TikTok thirst traps, all of these things that bring you satisfaction. And maybe you even went and took it a step farther. Now you're watching hentai. Now you're watching some shit on a very interesting side of the internet. Now it's like, what the fuck am I watching? You might be watching animals. You might be watching some shit that is truly not normal. You might be down a very dangerous path. And if you are, I'll just tell you this, man. It starts with truly understanding and accepting it. Like, man, you probably have searched up some things that you know damn well you shouldn't be searched up. You were curious. Why? Because you indulged in maybe this type of lustful content and you wanted some more of it. Now you're going down a rabbit hole of endless pleasure. You're trying to feel this pleasure. You know, you're trying to go ahead and find out how can I find the best video. You got all these tabs opened up. You're trying to, you know, see which one you can finally bust to so you can feel like, you know, that tab, that video, whatever earned your nut, because you feel like now you have to pedestalize yourself. Like, no, you got to earn this nut. You have to earn this. So now you're trying to sit here and go ahead and find something that's worthy of getting you to ejaculate to. You see how fucked up that sounds? But that's really what's going through your mind. That's why you open all these different tabs, you know? Maybe you're constantly scrolling, just hoping you run into something. You know you're not supposed to be scrolling, but you're just hoping you run into some ass. You hope you run into some girl with a nice body, a nice face. You're hoping you come across something lustful, knowing damn well you shouldn't even be doing it in the first place. You're addicted to lustful content. But not only that, you're also addicted to sexual pleasure. Yes, this happens on both ends of the spectrum, whether you're watching porn or actually fucking women, okay? You're addicted to that sexual pleasure. Maybe it's you out with multiple women. You're sleeping around with all of these different women, and now you done fucked around. You probably done caught something. You probably done got somebody knocked up, and now they pregnant, you got a kid on the way, or maybe it's you're cheating on your significant other. There are so many different equations you can fit into, but you're addicted to getting your rocks off with a woman. You can't keep your dick in your fucking pants. And if you are that person, you've probably gotten yourself into a lot of situations. You probably have a lot of story times to tell, as I do myself. There's been times where I've almost gotten shot. I almost got shot by this little girl's sister. There's been times I couldn't even get hard because I was watching so much porn the day before and, fucking beat my meat so much. And then the day I actually tried to go pursue intimacy with an actual woman, I couldn't even get my fucking dick hard. Right? Other times where I'm sneaking out of the fucking state to go on a 2-man to, see if I got some chances of getting some ass. Another time where, I'm going to these parties and putting myself in these settings where I knew I didn't belong. I'm putting myself in all these different environments where I knew damn well I wasn't even supposed to be there. They're smoking, drinking, doing shit I didn't really resonate with as a person. No wonder why I didn't, really fit in necessarily, or I couldn't really resonate with these women. It was hard for me to even talk to them because I know I was on a whole different vibration, a whole different wavelength. Why the hell would I try to put myself down here in your category where it's just so surface level, not substance? You're doing all of this shit that isn't good for you and it's gonna leave you in a bad position. That's why I couldn't really resonate with them, and that's why I'm here with you today trying to give you this game, give you this video, because I know there are people out here who can resonate with what I'm saying. So you're addicted to lust, sexual pleasure with women or maybe porn. Point number 3, nightly attacks and disturbing thoughts. Now, I just want to tell you something. We've all been in a position, most likely, if you're a man or even a woman, where you're laying down in bed and you start to get those thoughts, those lustful urges, and it can be normal, but sometimes they get a bit more, like what we said earlier, kind of uncontrollable. It's this intense craving, it seems like every time you lay down in your bed around a certain time, you start to get the urge, and now you're creeping, going to your bathroom to grab the lotion or grab the lube, grab the oil, whatever the fuck it is. Or maybe you don't even do that. Maybe you go bare knuckle, bare hand and go ahead and do it like that. You don't even need that. Yes. I've been on every end of the spectrum. Everything I'm telling you, I've probably done before. That's why I'm trying to give you this game, to save you, because you probably think you're far off from being on the right track. Let me tell you, I was miles, planets away from being on the right track before. That's why I'm trying to help you out. You're getting these, it seems like these attacks, they just keep happening to you when you're sitting or laying down in your bed at night, or you might get some disturbing thoughts, some very disturbing thoughts. Maybe you're getting thoughts of, fucking these women, and you're getting some more intense thoughts. Maybe you're going down the end, well, I kind of want to fuck her, she got a boyfriend, or maybe she can cheat on with me, maybe you got all these different fantasies. It's just, you keep getting all of these thoughts at night. The fuck? And it seems like at night, it's a very, how do I put it? It's the golden time for us to hit. Sin lives at night. Why? Because when the sun goes down, the moon comes up, it's night, it seems like the demons come out, right? That's why people call it demon time. You ever notice that? People like to refer to their, lustful urges, all that demon time, I don't use that term no more, because I'm starting to understand that this shit is very spiritual, right? Why the hell are we using terms like demon timing? I'm on demon timing. No, I don't want to put myself in that position or put my mindset to believe that I'm on demon timing, because that's implying that I am a demon. Like, I'm not a fucking demon, okay? But you may have a demon inside of you, that demon of lust, and that's probably why you're trying to refer to it as that. You really got to think about a lot of this shit, y'all. A lot of this shit is very spiritual, Let's stop being so surface level and really dive into it. Why the hell is it called demon timing? People want demon time. Are you a demon? I'm telling y'all. So at night, this shit hits you. This is another sign you have a demon of lust. It's at night, uncontrollable thoughts, very disturbing ways of thinking about things. Yeah, that's a sign. Point number 4, feeling distant from God. Now, We already talked about how this term demon timing is going around. It's probably take you away from God. If you're starting to feel distant from God, if you're starting to feel like God just keeps getting farther and farther away from you, it's time to lock back in. You keep sitting here and you're feeling like, hey, how the hell can I get rid of these lustful thoughts? How can I finally get closer to God? Well, it starts with actually trying to build a connection with Him, trying to read your Bible, trying to pray, doing those things, because yet it was times I feel like lust definitely was taking me away from God. It was taking me away from my purpose. It was taking me away from doing the things I knew I was supposed to do to get to that next level, and that's why I preach what I preach so heavy. That's why I'm trying to help people defeat and overcome their lust. This shit is haunted my life for so long, and I finally just want to let other people know how to go about it. I've built an audience, I've built a fan base of people who resonate with me. Why wouldn't I want to help them with this? It's very important to feed your faith, whether that's going and praying, meditating, reading your Bible, talking to people on that same frequency, getting away from those who bring out that demon time and all that demon negativity. Get away from those type of people. Put yourself in environments with the right people. You got to ensure that your connection with God stays ingrained, stays with you. You can't let what this world has to offer, this lust, this ass, these, people out here, protect your relationship with God. You have to protect it. It's very important. A lot of people are going to come into your life trying to inject poison into you. This demon time and shit, this negative shit, this very lustful activity. A lot of promiscuous people. When you get to a certain point as a man or even a woman, you're going to have so many times you're tested. There are going to be many tests that try to go ahead and say, boom, hey, lust is here. What are you going to do? Lust is always going to be knocking at your door. It's going to be knocking at your door endlessly, and it's going to keep testing and tempting you, right? But it's up to you as a person, as a most likely a follower of God, or whatever religion you believe in. As long as you believe in a higher power, it's going to keep on testing you. And I feel like having the higher power in your life is so crucial, because if you don't have it, it's kind of like you're trying to coexist on this earth by yourself without no type of higher help. Me personally, I just believe in a higher power. I feel like the higher power pretty much gives you a roadmap to live life, right? And of course, we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to necessarily be the best people, the people who do everything right. I love the fact that God has made it so we can sin, because it lets us know, hey, you messed up. It's time to learn from this mistake and time to move forward and go ahead and use your mistakes, whatever you learned or did wrong, to go ahead and teach others the right way. It's such a beautiful thing when you think about it. You keep messing up, and you finally get it right. You teach other people how you got it right. This world is created in a very beautiful way. I'm glad that there's good and bad, right? I'm very glad. I would not change this world at all. Why? Because it was put like this for a reason. God could have went ahead and said, hey, kind of controlled us, like you have to do this, that, and the third. He could have very much so did that, but he gave us free will. You have to build that strong foundation with the higher power if you truly want to defeat this, in my opinion. Feeling distant from God is definitely a sign that you have a demon of lust. Lastly, point number 5, you struggle to build a relationship with God. Now, this kind of is like that one, but you're struggling to build one. It seems like every time you try to go ahead and read your Bible, maybe worship, pray, do things that get you closer to God, it feels like poison. It feels like it's a hassle. It's a struggle. It seems like every time you try to go ahead and bring up the topic of God or the higher power, it's this voice inside of your head like, the fuck? And you don't want to feel that way, but that's what's going on, because lust has conditioned you to believe that, hey, the higher power won't help you indulge in more lust. Instant gratification. You on Instagram scrolling. What does Instagram really mean? Instant gratification. Instant gratification. What is TikTok? TikTok, the time's ticking. The time is ticking. Your time is falling away. It's slipping away. YouTube. YouTube. Where's a tube? Use a tube. It sucks you in. You are sucked in and it personalizes your algorithm. Now you're seeing all these videos that you like, and maybe you're watching all this content that's probably lustful, so it's going to feed you more of that. Stop letting social media take advantage of you, right? That may be taking you away and making you unable to build a strong relationship with God, because now you're focused on what's going on the online world. And I'm going to be real with you. Society is very over sexualized. Think about it. A lot of content we see is very over sexualized. These movies we see, these YouTube videos we see, these TikTok thirst traps, all of these different things, very over sexualized, right? But we're not even thinking about that. Instagram, we scroll. TikTok, we scroll. YouTube, we go ahead and watch these long videos. And yeah, you on YouTube right now, but I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know to be aware of this shit. Right? It's a difference between being conscious and unconscious of what's actually going on. You need to be very conscious of what's going on. Don't be this unconscious scroller that's just scrolling, not even realizing what you're feeding your mind, because your mind creates your reality. And if you keep on putting all this lustful shit into your mind, you're going to have a lustful reality. That's just how that shit goes. Right? That's why it's important to feed your mind with the right things. Right? Even if it seems hard at first, go ahead and try to read that Bible. Go ahead and try to listen to a podcast. Go ahead and try to do something that's more positive than negative, okay? In my opinion, that is going ahead and building a stronger relationship with God. You're doing the things that correlate with who He will want you to be. Think about it like that too. It doesn't always just have to be the Bible. No, do other things. Go to the gym, yeah. Go to the gym. Eat right. Do things that will help you in the long run, because God will want to see you do that. Go ahead and talk to people who have that same mindset, who can understand where you're coming from with what you say. Stop talking to people who don't want to see you do good. Stop talking to people who are demons. Those people will take you away from God. You probably don't even realize it. All right? So, if you struggle to build a relationship with God, that is another sign you have a demon of lust. Now, if you're a person looking to get rid of this demon and defeat your lust so you can obtain confidence and attract the women and life you want, go ahead and get my Lust Detox ebook. It's in the description down below. It's the first link. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all later.